The sentence, 30 to 60 years in prison. And since Jerry Sandusky is 68 years old, he will likely spend the rest of his life behind bars. His sentencing this morning in Center County Court, our top story today on News Watch 16 at noon. Good afternoon, everyone. It took a judge in Center County less than 2 hours to sentence convicted child molester Jerry Sandusky. Several of the former Penn State coach's victims spoke at the hearing this morning, as well as Sandusky himself, who still claims he is innocent. News Watch 16's John Meyer begins our live team coverage today from Bellefonte. John?
Marisa, the sentence is 30 to 60 years for Jerry Sandusky, but the judge was very clear at sentencing this morning. He considers this a life sentence for the 68-year-old. Now, the judge said he could have given Sandusky centuries behind bars, but he felt this was enough to make sure Sandusky was in prison for good. Sentencing only took about an hour and a half this morning, but a lot was said about the man now heading to prison for sexually assaulting 10 boys. Jerry Sandusky left court minutes after learning his fate. He wearing a prison jumpsuit that he wore at sentencing, clothing he will likely get used to wearing. Sandusky sat and listened as 3 of his victims, sometime tearfully, told the judge the damage done by a man they trusted and even loved. They said Sandusky stole their childhood. One said he has flashbacks about Sandusky's naked body. Sandusky himself addressed the judge, rambling at times, almost hard to understand at points, but always claiming he is innocent. Victim number 4 said about that, quote, "Rather than take accountability for your actions, you decided to attack us as if we did something wrong. I don't know if I can ever forgive you." Sandusky responded in his statement to the judge, saying, quote, "Others can take my life. They can make me out as a monster. They can't take away my heart. I know I did not do these disgusting acts." Jerry Sandusky broke down and cried as he said one of the hardest things for him about being in a jail cell is the separation from his family and how he misses that contact with them. He was tearful as he talked about that, but Jerry Sandusky adamant at his sentencing this morning that he is innocent of these charges, and the judge responded to that by reminding Sandusky that he was convicted in this court and he is being treated as a guilty man. The judge said that Sandusky had trust, and he violated that trust by abusing those boys and caused harm to those boys and caused harm to this community as a whole. Now, the Attorney General who spoke, the prosecutor Joe McGettigan, he said of all this that Jerry Sandusky created a victim factory through the second mile. And that is what Jerry Sandusky was sentenced for here today, the abuse of those boys he met through a charity that was meant to help those young people.